Hello everyone, my name is Ans Li. The drawing you see behind me is my work, Cycle 2021. This is a one-line drawing, which indicates that it was created with just one line. The initial concept for this drawing was inspired by the Buddhist idea of Samsara, which means the cycle of existence. It is believed that a person has a pre-existence, a present life, and a future life. If a person accumulated merit and virtue from his pre-existent life, then he is blessed in his present life. However, if he committed a sin in this life, then he will suffer in his future life. The idea demonstrates that there is always a consequence for your actions. Enlightened by this thought, I divided our present life into three distinct parts: the past, the present, and the future. This drawing discusses the relationship between these three elements. I wonder, how does the past affect the present? How do our present activities influence the future? We continue to practice some hobbies and habits from the past to the present, and even perhaps in the future. The past affects the present impacts the future. The past, the present, and the future are all tightly connected, and they seem to form a causal relationship with one another. However, we might overturn our past. For example, things that I loved before, I might not like it anymore. In this work, I raise various questions such as, do we create the past? Or does the past make us who we are? How are we affected by the past? How do we overturn the past? Is the past real? When we recall a past memory, it is actually a reconstruction of the actual event. This process is heavily influenced by numerous factors such as one's faith and imagination. If the past makes us who we are today, but the past memory has been skilled, then how do we define ourselves? The present, which is this moment, is short but real. What about the past? The past can be a time period that is close to us. This is because the last second of the present is the past. However, when we discuss the past, we normally think about things that happened a few years ago. Future is the same. The future can be 10 years from now, or it can be in the next second. The future is full of knowns and unknowns. I can correctly predict what is going to happen in the next moment, but I cannot precisely predict what will happen after 10 years. I can only set a hope for a future and hope to have a promising future. If the past memory is jumbled and the future is simply our imagination, the only real thing is the present. If this is true, then what is the relationship between the past, the present, and the future? This is the idea I want to explore. I choose acrylic on a rice paper scroll as my medium because of my personal background. I was born in China, and in my country, both rice paper and scroll are traditional painting tools. This represents my culture. Meanwhile, I have lived in Canada and America for almost 10 years, where I have slowly observed new elements from Western culture. And acrylic is a new medium developed in this culture. The traditional Chinese painting tool with the new medium from Western culture represents the incorporation and breakthrough of the old and new culture. This drawing can be seen as a whole, and it can also be divided into three parts, which is the past circle, the present circle, and the future circle. In the circle, the past, there are many blank spaces, and the lines are thick and disorganized. This represents things that have happened in the past are forgotten and skilled by us. The present circle discusses our entire life experience. From the center to the edge, this reflects that age gradually increases, just like a growth ring. The lines in the center is smooth, which illustrates that we are innocent and we obey others, such as our parents when we are young. As a teenager, we become more emotional and brave, so I use fluctuant lines to demonstrate this. As we mature, we learn to hide our true feelings and to compromise because of the reality that we confront with. We become more diplomatic in our actions and our words, and aim to maintain a peaceful existence. Therefore, the drawing becomes more smooth to depict this growth. My future is not fully blended, so there are some blank spaces outside the future circle. Since I'm hoping for a promising and peaceful future, the lines on the drawing are smooth and even. In this painting, I'm not only illustrating the past, the present, and the future relationship, but also examining my life. I drew some figures that reflects my past experience, my current preference, and my future expectations. This enables me to observe how I have become who I am step by step. It also allows me to perceive my future more clearly. For example, beside the past circle, I wrote my birth year, 1995. At the center of the past and the present circle, I drew a pair of glasses. I started to wear glasses when I was 11 years old, and so throughout this time, they have become a part of my body. But I just had an eye surgery a few days ago, so I do not need to wear glasses anymore. The reason why I drew bamboo is because I always went to a bamboo forest after school when I was a teenager. Bamboo is not only a symbolic Chinese plant, but also the fastest growth plant in the world. I include this because I want to thank myself for never give up on growing and learning. There is a house on the top right corner of the present circle, which represents the fact that I have lived in different parts of the world for many years. I wonder, what is home? I hope I can find my own home in the future. I drew the Monopoly Go square at the top right corner of the scroll. In the game, players continuously move around the circle. The starting point is the ending point and vice versa. This concept is the same as Samsara. When you finish looking at this drawing, the arrow in this figure will lead you to the initial point. This resembles Sisyphus rolling a boulder toward the hill. On the very bottom right, I drew my name Ans. I have raised many questions in this work. My name, Ans, is the abbreviation of answer. I hope I can continue finding answers for different questions. What is the relationship between the past, the present, and the future? I hope to answer this one day.